Welcome back. Episode 15 of the Near Post podcast. And this is probably going to be our most debatable video. We got the Premier League all-time 11 today. This one's been in the pipeline for a while. To be honest, we're still not even decided on our final squad now, so there's plenty of debates to be had. And just before we get into it, I want to say thanks for the support on that over-under series we started on Wednesday, I think it was. Will Saha was the first one. That's going to be a Wednesday thing, just a little 5-10 minute video over underrated. So yeah, drop your suggestions for that as well, and we'll get straight into this. Actually, just a disclaimer, like just before we start this, obviously we're going to be a bit more biased. I'm 21, Peter's 19. We haven't seen, we haven't seen a lot of players that may have been better than some of the lads we're naming, kind of, but we can't really give an opinion on some lads we've hardly ever seen. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Like 90,
kind of keep that in mind.
Like 2000s up mainly. However, like if there is someone outstanding before that time and we've seen clips of whatnot, we're going to mention them.
Well, no, we just kind of keep that in mind. If we're going to be more biased to modern day players, obviously that's just how it is, right? Yeah. I'll let you start your goalkeeper yourself.
Yeah, well, we're going with a 4-3-3. I think we decided on that begrudgingly by me. I was favouring the 4-4-2. Just I think it suits a Premier League team better. It's going to be lots of debates.
So many midfielders who want to squeeze in, so that's why.
So many strikers though as well. But we'll start off with the goalkeeper. I've got a few names written down, and I'll just name them out here. So of course you have Petr Cech. Think's been phenomenal at his time at Chelsea and Arsenal. Most clean sheets.
With Arsenal, but
most clean sheets in the Prem. Anyway, we'll name him there. Peter Schmeichel, David Seaman, Van der Sar, and I've written down the head based solely on. No, at one stage he was phenomenal. He was best keeper in the world for 2-3 years, but he's not getting in, of course. But I wouldn't feel just
fair enough. Yeah, I think he won United Player of the Year 3 or 4 years in a row. So fair enough, but I think that's more a reflection of how bad United were them years. So yeah, we can kind of discount him now, but he gets a little honourable mention.
Actually, one thing I want to say as well, when I was doing a bit of research here, something I found funny, Pepe Reina, right, out of all the keepers I've named there, has the highest clean sheet ratio. I was just saying it.
Madness.
He still doesn't get in though. He's not even in a top 10 debate, maybe. But yeah,
no, he's a good keeper. He's a bit small, but no, he was a decent keeper, all right. I have my list similar to yours, but I narrowed it down to 3. I went with Cech, I went with Van der Sar, and I went with Schmeichel. Now I've seen the most of Cech and Van der Sar. And Cech edges it out of them for me just slightly. Definitely. I thought he was just really, really solid. But Schmeichel gets in there for me. I can't say I've seen loads of them, but if you ask anyone that knows the Premier League, they'll say Schmeichel. I've seen some of the saves he's made, outrageous stuff. He makes big saves at big times. So even though I've probably seen the least of him out of the 3, I'm still going to go with Schmeichel.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. Probably the easiest decision we'll make, besides maybe the fullbacks, I'd say. But we'll move on to them first. We go right back.
Yeah, there hasn't. I just have my list here, right? I have narrowed it down to 3 or 4 names. Gary Neville definitely gets in the top 3 or 4. Ivanovic, I thought, was absolutely class for a couple of years. He was a bit of a goal machine as well. Just a unit in the air, good defensively. Now he's at West Brom now, but he's probably about 40 now. Another one I went for was Zabaleta. I think he's been a pretty consistent, right? There hasn't been there hasn't been that many spectacular players. Like, I thought he's been a fairly good player with City and stuff, won titles with City. And one that he doesn't get in, but he was a good player during Chelsea's successful time, was your man Ferreira. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Paulo, have it here.
I'm
Ferreira,
Lee Dixon,
the
as
Portuguese
well.
man. Yeah, all I know for him is a FIFA commentator, to be honest. So,
but just on that Zabaleta point, I think that's his kind of standards as a player. There's more of a reflection on the team he was in rather than himself. He scored a few free kicks.
I don't remember Zabaleta ever taking a free kick.
Yeah,
So
he
I'm
was
going to call you out there.
he was a set piece
I'll
kind
look
of
into
guy.
that after.
Yeah,
But
that's
no,
all I remember him for, a set piece.
No, he was good defensively, and he was decent going forward, crossing. I'm not saying he's not getting in, but name me. There's not many better lads that have played in the Premier League. It's not an overstacked position, put it that way.
My pick will definitely be Gary Neville anyway. I don't think he was a phenomenal player, but
he was quite good though.
Yeah, he was quite consistent. I think like the fullbacks kind of like 10 years ago, or like if you look at fullbacks now, they had a lot less kind of jobs, I'd say, to do, and they're more defensive.
It was just to defend. It was just to defend kind of thing. You look at Neville, the players he had in front of him, but he was kind of the sort of lad that would give 6, 7 out of 10 performances every week. So,
and a captain,
won so many titles, so many trophies. So. Yeah, Gary Neville. That's 2 we've agreed on.
Yeah, I think we'll go to another one. We're going to agree on at left back.
Yeah, a few mentions before we name, because we both know who we're picking. For the Irish bias, Dennis Irwin was. I can't say I've really even seen Dennis Irwin play, but he was part of that treble-winning United team. You ask any older United fan or even Irish football fan or just football fan in general, they'll tell you Dennis Irwin was class. He had 2 good feet and stuff. One for me, I thought Patrice Evra was class in his heyday. Very, very good. Just good at everything, wasn't he? I think he came in from Marseille. Good going forward. You rarely seen him got destroyed like defensively.
Well-rounded player.
He was very good. But for me, it's easy. Ashley Cole.
Yeah, nearly up on 400 appearances, nearly 3 Premier
for Chelsea. He was class for Chelsea and Arsenal. He's won everything. Won Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues. He was the only lad in his prime when Ronaldo was in his prime that would get the better of Ronaldo. Very good going forward. Very consistent. Just one of the best left backs of all time. I think he's top 3 all time.
Big calls there.
I rated Ashley Cole extremely highly.
I don't think he'll ever be up to the standard maybe of a Zanetti or a Cafu or anything. But I think that's just maybe English.
They're right backs though, but he's right up there.
Could play either side though.
Yeah. No, Ashley Cole. You going with Ashley Cole, yeah?
Yeah, Ashley Cole, definitely. No, without a doubt. Moving into centre-backs, I just want to say this before I name any of the other names. This guy gets in for me. I think he's the best centre-back Premier League era, without a doubt. Ashley Cole's partner in crime, that's JT. For me, he has to get in.
Yeah, he gets in for me as well. Class act.
That's not even a dispute. I think we'll leave that one to the side because I knew we'd both agree.
Yeah, I don't think we need to say much on Terry because
everyone knows. You know yourself. Yeah.
At the same time, a lot of people I think will disagree with us and not put him in just because he's seen as a prick or whatever. But we're just speaking on the field antics here. And
yeah, I don't care what they do off the field. Guy's a beast. He's quality. Who else? What other names do you have down there? Just wondering.
I have the likes. I've got Van Dyke there. I've got Rio. I've got Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
I have got Vidic. Who else do I have? I have a little mention. He won't make it, but Carvalho, who partnered JT for a good few years. Yeah, he was a good player.
I Portuguese William. William Carvalho.
No, Ricardo.
I thought it was William, but he was solid enough. Other names I've written down is just Tony Adams, Sol Campbell. Think
them boys. I can't say I've seen a lot of them, so that's kind of my bias getting the best of me now.
For me, I'm going to call this out here, and for me, he's a great player, right, and everything. I'm not disputing that or whatever, and I'm going to get lots of hate for this. Rio Ferdinand, I think, is the most overrated centre-back ever.
Ooh.
Nah. I see...
Most overrated centre-back ever?
A Premier League centre-back. He's so overrated, I think. He was
You don't
quality,
think he was
right?
as good? You don't think he was that good?
They big him up. I don't think you'd agree with me here. He's not better than John Terry.
Yeah, but just because he's not better than John Terry
No,
doesn't.
but he's bigged up as if he was the best centre back since Bobby Moore. But he's bigging
He's
him
up there. I think Rio was a class. No, I completely disagree. Rio was class on the ball, an unreal athlete, pacey,
I'd
good
take
tackler.
Nemanja
Red to get no.
over
You take
him
who?
every day. Nemandovic over him any day.
Oh
But he
no,
doesn't get in mine.
Rio for me. Rio for me. But Rio doesn't make my team. I've narrowed it
Yeah.
down to two.
Mine's
Go on.
I'm
Actually,
just
who you
throwing it
putting?
straight out.
Who's your second man?
Company.
Yeah, Company. Vincent Company is. I've narrowed him down to two, and my bias is going to get the better of me here. I'm going Virgil Van Dyke.
No way.
Van Dyke for me, definitely. You look at Van Dyke, people say he hasn't done it long enough, but answer me this. Have any of the players we've even mentioned gotten close to a Ballon d'Or? Yes or no? Have they ever? No. Have they ever made top 2 or 3? No. Van Dyke got second. Last defender to win a Ballon d'Or was Cannavaro, I think it was. The fact that Van Dyke nearly bet Ronaldo in the Ballon d'Or rankings, bet Messi. I don't think any of these lads have won Premier League Player of the Year either, like PFA Player of the Year. So
I think
that just shows he completely. And if you look at these guys as well, no, just listen. You look at these guys. John Terry had Carvalho beside him. Rio had Vidic. Vidic had Rio. These have all had class acts. Like Vincent Company has had good defenders beside him. Some bad ones as well, granted. But for me, Virgil gets in.
I think here, right? Virgil plays like that. Our kind of gameplay was suited around Virgil with his passing and his ability to do that.
No, it's just he was that good. He could just dominate the game.
Defensively, I think the other names we mentioned are better. I think Virgil's just such a presence on the pitch. I know what you're trying to say, right?
Not for me.
I just don't think. I'm
having him in over Company. That's the debate. He's making over Company for me, anyways.
For longevity, I'm picking Company.
Yeah, longevity, but Company, Company class act, scored big goals at big times as well.
You're chatting here about Virgil, who he's been with. Who has Company been with? Donkeys, and his partnerships have been changed most years.
I wouldn't say donkeys. Otamendi in his time was an okay centre back, but you look at it as well. That the side City was in, Company always had world class, but he had Fernandinho shielding him the whole time. You know what I mean? I think Virgil has transformed that defense well more than Company has.
No, Virgil is has
Company ever got near? Like he wouldn't even have got near a Ballon d'Or ranking. Van Dyke was that close to winning.
But he doesn't play the game for appreciation. They play the centre backs we've named there play to defend. Van Dyke
defends as well. Yes, he does. Yeah, just because he defends and he has the better passing range. He has, you know what I mean?
But that's because maybe our midfielders aren't as good passing as the midfielders we're going to have in them teams. Like Man City, he had the likes of a Yaya Toure, David Silva, the playmakers. He didn't need to play make.
All right, that's not fantastic. Van Dyke, he wouldn't have been good enough to do it anyways.
Van Dyke, how do we know he's never done it?
Exactly, he's never done it. Exactly.
I think that's a lot of Liverpool bias there, but
it's not. Okay, whatever you think. Anyways,
he's a better player without a doubt. Just for me, for Premier League all-time 11, he doesn't.
There you go.
He doesn't.
He is a better player. Van Dyke for me all day.
Right. We go on to the midfield anyway.
I'll let you start off.
Right. I have a couple of names. I mentioned two of them just there. Yaya Toure, David Silva. Fantastic. Everyone knows they are unbelievable playmakers. Don't even give me anything. David Silva in his prime is better than Mesut Ozil. Don't want to hear it.
Well, it's debated. Prime Ozil's right up with it, but we're talking like Real Madrid Ozil and stuff. But
yeah. Then I also have written down Fabregas, Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, obviously Frank Gerrard, Scholes. Yeah, I wrote down Kevin De Bruyne kind of. Reluctantly.
Cross him off right now.
I look back, just for me on the longevity again doesn't have enough.
Longevity, he's had four or five good years, but he's just not at the level.
He injured for half them.
Longevity isn't really a thing because it isn't really that much of a factor for him, but you can cross him out anyways, regardless of that. Right. Who's your names? Who are you putting in there? I'll let you go first here.
Well, for me, first name nearly on the sheet. This is Liverpool bias, but I think he gets in anyway.
He gets in
bias
regardless.
or no bias.
Rival
Stevie
fans will
G.
put him in.
Come on.
Yeah.
I don't care that he hasn't won a Prem. Like, that man ran Liverpool. He is Liverpool. He could have easily went to Chelsea or any of them, and you would have been talking about him in such high regard.
4 or 5 Premier Leagues. You know what I mean?
If you think about it, to be spoke of in such high regard without actually winning the Premier League, speaks one. Like, these guys, right? They were in Team of the Years. Like, they were in them. I don't know who done them. Like the Team XI of the year, or whatever.
UEFA World 11
UEFA ones and all them. Like, they were in it numerous
11,
times, and he's a quality player. Like, imagine if he was in a Real Madrid or Chelsea or whatever. But we don't need to, because he was that good. He was that good without them. Gets in.
Yeah, I agree. Jared gets in for me as well. Definitely.
Who else you got?
Names, right? There's a few for me as well. I'm just Roy Keane gets in as well. You're on about the longevity. If you're mad for that longevity and stuff,
right? No, I think every
goes
team
under the radar.
Roy Keane.
But it goes under the radar. He was a very good footballer. He wasn't just a hard man leader, captain, all that. Done it in the big games as well when it really mattered.
I will say this. Guess this surprised me. Paul Scholes had more yellow cards and red cards than Roy Keane in his career. And they're not close numbers either.
Yeah, no, but that doesn't really surprise me. Scholes is known to be a terrible tackler. Like, that's not what he's in the team. He was a poor tackler. But Scholes, right? Scholes, Lampard, for me...
Lamps all day.
Yeah, but none of them get in for me.
Ooh.
You're putting in Lampard.
I'm putting in, right? My midfield trio is going to be... It doesn't work. We've seen it in England. It doesn't work. But on paper, it's quality. So Stevie and Frank. And then I'm going to have Roy Holden. For
me, right? Just a few names. I've narrowed it down. This might sound a bit outrageous, but this is just what I think. I've narrowed it down. I've got Keane and Jared, and then it's one of two. Yaya Toure or Fabregas. I think goes under the radar how good Yaya was for them 3-4 seasons.
He was quality, but man, Frank Lampard.
For me, Yaya was a better player than that. Just because Lampard scored more goals, Yaya was stronger. I think Yaya was a better dribbler. Lampard was, for me, Yaya was a better player, was a better player. In their prime, I want Yaya. Seeing Yaya, even when he went to Barcelona, he still cut the mustard. I think if someone like Lampard went to Barca, I think he might struggle slightly. And Fabregas, how good was he?
I think you're just saving Frank to put him as manager or something here. How is he not getting in?
Yaya Toure, that's why, again, the disrespect to Yaya Toure is outrageous. Just on Fabregas, though, he did it with it goes under the radar how good he was with Chelsea that season as well when he won the league. Him and Costa just linking the whole time. He carried Arsenal, absolute carried them for a few seasons.
For me, I'd just take Cess over Yaya there.
But I just wanted to give Fabregas the shout, but I'm going Yaya Toure. He was never not getting in my team. Class act.
I can't agree with that at all, but
that's fair enough.
I
know there'll be a lot of people disagreeing with that. United.
For me, Frank Lampard. Like, Frank Lampard's one of the best Premier League players ever. Like,
he is
top five. Top five for me.
Not for me.
Okay.
No, this has nothing to do with. But just to finish off, it has nothing to do with Lampard. It's just how good I thought Yaya was. So, anyways, we'll move on.
Right.
Where do you want to go? We'll go left wing.
Go left wing. Easy decision.
It's been. I'm just putting in who his decision of the video. We could have played him striker, but I think he looked better off the left. He kind of started his career off the left and gradually moved in. Henry. Is he the best player to ever play in the Premier League?
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't even care.
He's top 2 for me, top 3. Maybe one lad that competes with him, but yeah, just
if we're saying right, if we're saying, we need to really I think I know who you're gonna compare him to. But if we're talking about their time in the Premier League, Henry's the best player. if we're talking about
so it's
time
obviously Ronaldo.
outside,
We're talking.
yeah,
No, Ronaldo. No, Ronaldo still competes with him for what Ronaldo did in the Premier League as well.
without a doubt, yeah.
Because if there's our wingers, anyways, they're kind of obvious, anyways. If we didn't put them in,
Giggsy's not going on my team.
Yeah, but
He will not be.
right. Just go on this Ronaldo Henry debate. Yeah, Henry never won the Ballon d'Or. Deserved to, no doubt. I think Nedved won one ahead of him, which was a disgrace. But Ronaldo won a Ballon d'Or while he was with United in the Premier League. Won the Champions League with them. Henry could never do that. It's Ronaldo won, Henry too, in terms of Premier League. I know Henry was there longer, but it's just that Ballon d'Or for me, and just Ronaldo on that right side for United was unplayable.
I'm just going solely like I think Ronaldo, of course, he's had the better career or whatever, but I just think Henry he's insane. Like Golden Boot after Golden Boot, Player of the Year twice. Yeah, he wasn't in as good a team, I wouldn't say, as Ronnie was at United, but he was. That Arsenal team for about 2 years. It was fantastic. 2-3 years. Yeah, but besides that, they never backed up with any more players.
No.
Still, anyway, without Henry, yeah, I think
Arsenal
has to be. Henry has to be.
Yeah, just
I know,
a few.
I get your Ballon d'Or point, but you know
side.
who also won a Ballon d'Or playing in the Premier League? Michael Owen. So
yeah, and how good was he? Unbelievably good.
Yeah, but he's not Henry good.
That's true, but it was different years.
That's kind of
time injuries and stuff.
That's on votes and everything.
Yeah, but Ronaldo's a totally different player. So
Ronaldo never got Golden Boot, you know. Henry did, I think.
Yes, he has.
Not in Prem.
That was a terrible statement. He has won Golden Boots.
He got player of the year twice. I don't think he
scored 30 goals a season. No, he definitely has won Golden Boot. Drop that in the comments, people. Right. But I think Peter's totally wrong there. I'd be shocked if Ronaldo's never won a Golden Boot.
No, because I think when he was there, did he have that mad season?
Yeah, maybe one season, but Ronaldo's definitely won a Golden Boot in the Premier League.
Right. I'll check that, but yeah, check that now. Check that now, actually.
I don't have my phone handy. You check that there. No bias. Just while Peter's checking that, few mentions to the left wing. Gareth Bale in his prime was one of my favorite ever players to watch. Absolute class act. Mentioned the gigs, his longevity, madness. He was a very, very good player. I want to give someone we probably goes under the radar. I thought in his 3-4 season or whatever at Arsenal, Alexis Sanchez. Talk about carrying the team. Sanchez did absolute quality player. So yeah.
I think he won it once. I think he won it once. So he has won
it. Of course he has it. Outrageous statement by P.T. Brennan once again.
Well, Henry with 4 surpasses him. That's
just because he scored more goals doesn't mean he was a better player.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying on their time in the Premier League, I think he was a better player.
Yeah, it's debate. No, like it could. If you say Henry, I don't think it's an outrageous point. Like most people probably would say Henry. Just Ronaldo wedges it for me. Preference and all that. Suppose we'll go right wing, but we've kind of said who that right wing would be.
Yeah, Ronnie. So who else we have? I don't
David
even
Beckham
care.
Was there for me.
David Beckham, yeah, and I mentioned him. I don't even care. Mo Salah, right?
King Mo, yeah.
Like anyone can say what they want, right? I think people have this thing when we're playing now in the present, we don't appreciate players as much, as we do looking back. His stats, yes, he is playing a different kind of wing position to the likes of David Beckham because they used to play the 4-4-2. 4-3-3 does suit like a more attacking role winger, hence the more goals for Salah. But still, he's an absolute world beater there. You have to think.
Definitely deserves a mention.
When you look
Who else do you actually have there? Sorry.
I've literally Beckham, Ronaldo, and Salah. I wrote down.
Got a shout out.
Just to give out about him.
Just on the wingers.
Yeah.
Robert Perez is a very good player.
Okay.
He deserves a little mention. He could play off both wings. Really.
I take over Mars over Perez, to be honest.
That's fair enough. But yeah, No, yeah, Ronnie. I think that was an easy choice. Bex will be my second choice there. Dave Beckham, just
Ooh.
class act.
I take Salah.
I don't know about that. Maybe Salah third.
Has Beckham won a Player of the Year?
No, he hasn't.
Has Beckham
He hasn't.
won 2 Golden Boots?
No, but yeah,
But I
I
already
don't know
mentioned
about.
that, but still, Player of the Year.
Yeah, no, agreed. But Beckham's job in that team wasn't really to score goals. I think his overall play was just class. Just he was one of them players when like one of them eye test players. You watch him and his technique was sick. But yeah, that's how the point is fair enough. But Cristiano Ronaldo goes right wing and then striker. I'll let you reel off a few mentions.
Yeah, I'll write down a few of the guys here. I gotta mention he's not getting in the team before everyone lose their shit. Luis Suarez, because I don't think I've ever seen one season. If I'm picking one season, that's probably the
Yeah.
best individual performance I've seen.
You talk about carrying a team on your back, like that was the definition of it, really. There,
Like if we had won that Premier League, that is a joke.
Suarez is.
Like he can just take the
Yeah.
medal. No one else can have him. Give Stevie one as well. That's it though. Like
Who else you got?
just if while we're on the kind of thing of like changing a team and everything, I just wrote down Cantona because what he did do to that
Definitely, I
side.
have him down as well.
Um,
Again, just on Cantona, we can't see. We've seen loads of. I know he came from Leeds for the 1 million, which is big money back then. But even what you hear, the year Cantona was suspended, remember he kicked the fan or whatever, they didn't win the league. Every other year he was there, they won the league. That kind of just goes to show how good he was.
Of course, then I mentioned him earlier. I'm just going to give him another mention. Michael Owen. Yeah. Like, he was a beast. Like,
he was quality. He was injuries ruined him.
Yeah.
He's one of them. If he wasn't so injury prone, like he was still unbelievably good anyways. But if he wasn't so injury prone, like he's right up at the top for this debate. No doubt about that.
But he is, so
yeah. Right, who's your final?
I rounded it down to 3. Okay. And it's gonna be Alan Shearer, Wayne Rooney, and Aguero.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I didn't even give it a mention here. I think Didier Drogba.
Yeah, he deserves a mention. He's the ultimate big game player.
I'd go up. I don't think he's top 5 because I don't think he's
consistent fuck enough. Off, lad. No way. Oh, that is disrespectful. I'm not even a Chelsea fan.
Look at this, right? Didier Drogba had 9 seasons in the league, and only 2 of them were over 20 goals.
I don't even care just about the goals. His overall play was class.
He was a huge big game
player. Bullied defenders. What definition of a big game player, Didier Drogba? I'm sorry, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, but on a player's front, I don't just want a player who performs in the big games. You need someone.
I think you do. I think you would take that over a lad that's like a flat track bully.
For me, though, he doesn't get in. He doesn't get in near Shearer, Rooney, or Aguero.
Well, you're saying he doesn't make top 5. Ooh, that's outrageous.
I rate Suarez over him.
No, not for me.
Maybe he gets 5th. Maybe he gets 5th. That's at a push, but I could.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna push you. Who are you going for?
I was still undecided coming in, but I have to go. Alan. The stats speak for themselves. Yeah. Rooney comes 2nd, and then Aguero 3rd. I just think, like, when we compare, right? When we're comparing Alan Shearer and Wayne Rooney, of course, he's a better all-round player, whatever. But as an out-and-out 9, Alan Shearer wins it, like, without a doubt. He's played less games. He scored more goals. You have to remember this as well. Wayne Rooney had from when he was 16 in the Premier League. Alan, I think when the Premier League started, he was 22. Around that age.
Late enough, yeah.
And he, of course, I totted it up here. He had 3 injuries. He missed over 450 days of football in his prime. In his prime.
Yeah, definitely could have got 300, really. For me, right, someone I think you're showing disrespect to there by not mentioning Van Nistelrooy. probably the best finisher I've seen in terms of just finishing one-on-ones, control, composure, all that. Van Nistelrooy was
as an out and out 9. Yeah, he gets up there just
so good. Van Nistelrooy, but
I think
he
Dennis
doesn't.
Bergkamp as well. I'm going to give him a shout.
I think that goal he got against Newcastle was the best goal I've ever seen. The turn, the spin, and just sit your man down and slots it. For me, that's one of the best goals I've ever seen. But I've narrowed it down. Aguero, actually, just want to mention, right, doesn't get near this team, but one of the most Defoe.
Come on, how did I know that? I have him written down as well.
Is criminally underrated.
Yeah,
criminally underrated. Just because he didn't go to a big club, like he was with Spurs, Sunderland, who has Portsmouth, bad goals. I thought Defoe, one of the best finishers in the Premier League history. I'm saying finishers, Defoe.
He's still doing it with his walking stick out in Rangers. Stevie just has him there, just to be around the team.
Just had to mention Defoe. Matt Letizia was another class act, but I'm going with.
Just on that, Rooney. Before everyone goes mad, we can't go back, and I'm not looking at Sheringham and Fowler and them guys. They didn't really see enough, but you're going Rooney. I don't.
Even from what I've seen of these, Rooney. No, actually, scrap that. I'm still going Shearer. He's got the most goals and he's a striker. Rooney was a better player. Shearer was a better striker.
Yeah, that's without a doubt, lad. Wayne Rooney, if I didn't have the rest of this team, I'd be taking Rooney. Like, if I wanted a player in a mediocre team or whatever, Rooney, he would take you levels above because he can do it all. If you just, in this team, lad, you don't even need a striker. Like, the wingers are going to provide enough for you.
False 9 if you wanted.
Yeah, but
just before
I need someone to put the ball in the net, Alan Shearer's your man.
Just before we finish up, I just want a few honourable mentions. Lads, I think that get disrespected. There's 2 lads in the middle. I know, right, this lad, he properly became world class when he went to Madrid, but Modric, the couple of years at Spurs, I thought was savage class. Makelele, he had a role named after him, the Makelele role, so he deserves a little mention. In terms of strikers, I think I've mentioned, Aguero. Aguero.
Yeah, we didn't.
You couldn't begrudge anyone. We couldn't begrudge anyone that does pick Aguero.
If you pick any of them three strikers, it's fair. But I think
Aguero,
Shearer done that, and he done that in Blackburn and Newcastle.
Won the title with Blackburn, yeah.
Like, look at the team he was playing with. Like, it's unbelievable. Sure. He was just a bags man. That was it. He was so hungry for goals.
And who's managing this team? Obviously, Frank Lampard. Not only messing, but
that's
there's no debate.
Yeah.
But there's no debate. If anyone doesn't pick Alex Ferguson, then you're honestly having a clue. Like,
second best manager though. Fergie. So do you want to mention that? Arsene for me.
Mourinho was class in his day. Pep definitely deserves a mention for what he's done at City. Pep definitely deserves a mention there. I'm going to go with it.
I take Arsene.
I'm going Mourinho. Prime Mourinho with Chelsea.
I think Arsene, he was just slept on and disrespected from Arsenal fans. And then when he leaves, they're all crying now. They booted him out the door, and then he left, and they went, "Oh shit."
Definitely.
But I think, right, fair enough. You've gone there with Mourinho and them guys. I just think they had a bit more backing from
Mourinho.
More money.
You have to admit, Mourinho always got the better of Wenger more often than not in them crunch games. It was kind of Mourinho. I just rated how he was remember he was like, you're the specialist in failure and stuff like that. I just thought Prime Mourinho just knew how to get under other managers' skin. So
I get where you're coming from, because that's on the one game kind of basis. Arsene Wenger is Mr. Consistent.
Not even one game.
Yeah, but he
is. So was Mourinho. Mourinho won
the only team. The only team to ever go unbeaten in a winning season. Like,
but you ask most Arsenal fans, older Arsenal fans, that's not even Arsenal's best ever team.
Yeah,
it's not. Most Arsenal fans would tell you the Invincible isn't their best team. That's not even a disrespect. Like that, you know what I mean? I asked my granddad even. Arsenal are probably my second team if I have, you know what I mean? If I had to pick a second team, it'd be Arsenal, just because of my granddad and stuff. But
yeah,
he'd even say that's not their best
I
ever
just
team.
think
So
what it just
I
speaks
think the
in
Invincibles is
abundance.
slightly overhyped yet.
It is, yeah,
You
but
still only get one Premier League.
you just have to speak in abundance, like of how consistent they are and just the performance, the rotation and everything has to be perfect there. Yeah, fair enough. I
Yeah.
can understand the Mourinho. I think the way he's gone now, and it's just it's given me bad reflection on his career as a whole, because he was for a couple of
Happened to
years.
Wenger as well.
For a couple of years, Stamford Bridge was untouchable. You know what I mean? And
yeah, look, we're never going to agree on this team. So
for me,
I just
anyway,
want to
though,
thanks everyone for watching.
yeah, I just want to say I think
Yeah,
I feel so bad leaving Wayne Rooney out, but I just think Wayne Rooney was
look,
levels. But
yeah, class act. But just drop your teams in the comments. Like, I'd be interested to see what you think. Just drop in the comments your all-time Prem 11. Like,
and
they're definitely not going to be the same as ours.
also drop
Toure disrespected. Just want to say that again.
putting in Yaya Toure for Frank Lampard the worst thing Dermot has ever said on the podcast.
I don't think it is, to be honest. But anyways,
And
make
Ronaldo
sure to get
didn't win any golden boots.
But exactly, there you go. But make sure to get on the socials, Insta, Twitter, TikTok. Peter's keeping that TikTok going.
Come on,
and
boys, support it.
make sure to give us a sub as well. That really helps us out. And yeah, stay tuned for the next vid.